Hello everyone, my name is Attallah and this is my term project titled Advancing HVAC Quality and Performance Through State-of-the-Art Sensing Technology. And now I will speak about my motivation for this project. The motivation for this project was when casinos are tearing down walls, constructing walls for new office spaces, gaming areas, this causes the original HVAC layout to not properly work with the new layout. This causes inefficiency in temperatures, zoning imbalances, areas of dead spots, poor airflow patterns, and because the original HVAC layout is trying to accommodate the new layout, but that original layout was designed for the previous layout of the casino building. Some of the objectives for this project are: number one, implementing IoT sensors for real-time monitoring. We take information from the humidity levels, the temperature levels to the operational levels and put them in a BMS system. This BMS system, aka a building management system, collects data that I provide, that the casino can provide about humidity levels, temp levels, and operational levels, and allows us to track and see what can the HVAC system improve on, what can it stay steady on, what can it improve on later on, when should it shut off the system, when should it keep the system on longer because there's members coming in, flooding in the casino, leaving the casino. Number two, using Schlieren imaging for airflow analysis. This process takes a point, like a single point in the room, and allows to track airflow. Is the airflow coming from the left side? Is it coming from the right side, the center side? Just being able to track the airflow so we can manage in the casino building. Number three, applying infrared thermography to detect temperature imbalances. This allows us and myself to see the zoning imbalances of the cold spots, the dead spots in the area, because we want our guest satisfaction to be very high. We want guests to love this casino, to love coming in, to feel warm when it's cold outside, and to feel cool when it's hot outside. And next, I will speak about the methodology about this project. For the methodology section, I will be going over some methods in order to advance this project. Number one, having assessments on the current HVAC system within Ameristar Casino in East Chicago, Indiana. So when I visited Ameristar Casino, I noticed and I also asked the HVAC professionals and the employees at Ameristar, and they told me that they have a central HVAC system. This means that they have one central unit where it distributes warm and cool air through the ducts instead of having a unit in every room. Number two, I will be trying my best to integrate the advanced technologies mentioned. I also applied for a grant to get an infrared thermographic camera to be able to see the zoning imbalances. Number three, I will be monitoring system performance before and after implementation, seeing what did these advanced technologies do great on, what did they not do great on, what can they improve on, what did they significantly improve on, and what was something that maybe the advanced system didn't do that the original HVAC system did. And now for the data collection plan. Types of the data that will be collected will be temperature, humidity, energy consumption, and airflow patterns. There will be installation of IoT sensors in respective places. When I did the calculations and also spoke to HVAC professionals and also spoke to Professor Afshin, I calculated to be 36 sensors in this remodeled room. Number two, conducting regular thermal scans, which would be every 6 months, to see if the zoning balances keep occurring every month. Using Schlieren imaging for airflow analysis, usually every 6 months, due to the research that I did. And also frequency of tests. The more tests that will be done means the more information that can be had and the more information that can be tracked into the BMS system. In the long term, more information means you can see like a pattern. Are the HVAC systems, the advanced technology ones, being used properly? Are they being monitored properly? And next, I will be talking about the current progress that I am in for this project. So for the current progress of this project, I've completed an initial assessment of the HVAC system at Ameristar Casino involving their central HVAC system. I did this so I can identify issues, energy efficiency, maintenance planning. After speaking with their employees and Ameristar staff itself. They told me that there's a lot of maintenance checks and repairs that go through this process because they do have an old central system. I've spoken to a lot of Ameristar employees and HVAC professionals on anything I can learn about energy efficiency that goes into a casino. And third, I visited the remodeled casino layout room, which is pictured on slide 2 approximately twice, and I plan on visiting a third time for the infrared scanning that I mentioned earlier. And fourth, I also located where we could put the sensors, where we can mount them. We would most likely mount the IoT sensors near ducts, near vents, and putting the infrared imaging on the cameras that are installed. And the Schlieren imaging process would also occur in the layout room, which would take a point source to measure the airflow analysis. And next, I will speak about the project timeline and installation times for this project. And now on to the project timeline. For the project timeline, for initial research and planning, it would take approximately 2 to 3 months. For designing and technology coordination, it would take roughly 3 to 5 months. And testing and verification of these sensors, of these cameras, of these gadgets would take roughly 2 to 4 months. And implementation between like Ameristar staff training or any type of casino staff training would take roughly 2 to 3 months. And for a project of this magnitude, of this size, roughly 9 to 15 months, but it also can change depending on if it's a bigger project, if it's a smaller project. And then down below for the IoT sensors, infrared cameras, Schlieren imaging, I calculated how many sensors I would need, how many cameras I would need, how many setups I would need for we measured it to be 62 feet by 60 feet with 10-foot ceilings. I got these measurements from Ameristar, providing it directly to myself, and then I started calculating in this type of room how many sensors I would need to encompass the whole room so we don't miss any type of spots, and I calculated it to be 36 sensors, approximately 1 to 2 infrared cameras which would be attached to the ducts and the vents. And for the Schlieren imaging process, because it's a very complicated process, I decided to put one setup. The IoT sensors take approximately 18 hours to set up, and the infrared cameras take roughly 1 to 2 hours to set up, and this is per camera / per sensor. And then the Schlieren imaging would take probably 2 to 3 hours to set up, which is a total installation time of 21 to 22 hours, which obviously wouldn't be done in one day, and we would separate these into multiple days. And now on to the conclusion. Some key takeaways are advanced technologies can significantly enhance HVAC performance in remodeled casino spaces. There's potential for significant energy savings, for improved customer / guest experience and satisfaction. There's also a better chance of more regulated temperatures, and it could just, in total, overall, increase your experience in these casinos, in these environments. For my next steps, I plan on revisiting the casino to perform these thermal imaging using the HIC Micro Thermal Camera Pocket 2, which I actually emailed HIC Micro myself, and they told me that this was the best camera for the budget that I needed. In conclusion, thank you for listening to me today. I really appreciate it. Thank you, and have a great one.